What's up, man?
Hi.
Screw the Transformers. The best toys were at the bottom of the toy box. Grab your nuts and bolts while we talk about the best toys of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I'm Screwhead.
And I'm Avon Fox.
Tonight we're talking about Bugbots.
Bugbots.
So we have a debate about Bugbots and whether we can talk 9 minutes about them.
Yep.
And the debate between me and Avon is raging as to whether or not this should have been, part of the previous Chargertron and dinosaur robots.
Yeah. I'm in the yes category. Yeah.
I'm in the no category.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why I'm in the no category, Avon.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just to chew up a minute of your 9 minutes. Yep.
That's right. Just to chew up a minute of my 9 minutes. These were also released. I'm checking the back of the box here to make sure we're accurate. These were also released in 1984, along with the original Chargertron, Chargertron and the Robotron line. But what makes Bugbots different? Is they don't have Tron in the name. That's literally
They were a different product SKU. They had no Tron.
They had no Tron in them. Now, the beauty of these toys. I mean, I actually, out of all of the Buddy L lines, I like the Bugbots the best because they always popped up in a collection, and you would be like, I knew all these other ones, but what the hell is this weird little thing here?
Yeah, absolute job lot joys.
Oh yeah. Now, what I want to do is, they're exactly what you think they were, right? They were the Robotron car or Robotron style. They had the backup with the pullback motors, and they would drive off, but they were insects, right? I mean, it's a pretty clever idea.
That's never been done before. Yeah.
Right.
Genius.
I think they may have seen the Insecticons on the Transformers and been like, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
So, and I have prepared a surprise for Avon, and he's not aware this is coming. So,
oh God, get out of my house! Ah!
I flew to Australia overnight just to surprise him. No, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the product line pitch for Buddy L. All right, you're gonna be the president of Buddy L, and you're gonna come in demanding a brand new toy line.
So boys, Pally boys, we've had this thing called Robotron kicking around for a few weeks now. It's been doing okay. Metrics are good. What do you think you could polish the line with a bit? Add a bit more spice to it, eh? There you go. That's as good as it gets.
All right, boss. Since we're going with this accent. All right, boss. So here's what I propose, right? We take, we got the Robotron. The cars are good, right? But cars are okay. Cars are just for some kids.
I like cars. They take you from A to B. Like, you get in a thing, you get out the thing. I go to the shop, I get a coffee.
But what about bugs? Boys like bugs. They like bugs that transform into cars.
Bugs that transform into cars? Genius, do that.
You know what? And I've got a genial idea here. I've mocked up one for you today. Come on. Jesus. This is a perfect mock-up of the Bugbot right here. You got to admit the beauty and the quality of it. You just close the things, right? I think it's genius. It's got the little antenna on the top. Now, just for reference, for everybody who has no idea because they've never seen a Bugbot, this is the actual Bugbot that came out. This is the recolored version of it. But give us a little background on how you think they actually created the Bugbots.
Bugbots. If you are a Robotron aficionado, you will notice that the Bugbots are mostly recast versions of the Robotron 280 and 300 Nissans. If you have a good look at the front of them, even the headlights are still present. They've basically just recut the bodies down, put some new legs on them. Actually, no, one of them has still got the original legs. Put some wings on them and a different head and called it done. So they are basically the same sculpt. They just added some bits to make them look like bugs, which tends to make me think the others came first.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, obviously, like these are just like.
So the other thing, origin-wise, we found out was that at some point they were released in Japan. So they were Monster Insect Robo was the toy line. But when I say toy line, all the information we found out about it so far is that they were released in a 4-pack, and this was only the black and grey release version. They look the same as the Buddy Earl release. At this time, I don't know whether or not they were released prior to the Buddy Earl one at the same time by the same company that Buddy Earl got them from, or whether they were later released. The information is pretty hard to read on the packaging, unfortunately. However, here it is. If you have any more information, let us know.
They originally came out, first series was, they came out with Black Stag
Black
Beetle.
and Silver.
I don't remember if did they have names at all? I don't think
they did. They did. So there's Bee-Bot, not surprisingly the bee, Cosmic Crawler, which is the stag beetle, Dragon Drone, which is the rhinoceros beetle, and Galactic Creeper, which is a cicada. I think it's a cicada. So yes, the first series in 84 were black and grey, and then they zhuzhed it up in 85 with green and blue. Same models, just re-released.
And it was the Staghorn and the Rhino Beetle, right, were the blues and the greens.
Yep.
And then the flies were the orange and the greens.
Yes, that's correct.
No. So do you think they were like opposite sides, like the greens were against the blues, or do you think it was just like, we have these colors sitting around, let's make it?
I would think they just went with what was pretty. That's probably it. I think the thing that makes them nice is they are epoxy colors. They are bright. They have semi-transparent wings in color, which makes them visually attractive. I don't know. The plastic's okay. I wouldn't say they're not an expensive toy line, but they're not brittle. I mean, they survive today. How many do you find in job lots that are just trashed in with a whole bunch of other stuff that's clearly been rumbling around someone's toy box for decades, and it's still relatively okay? They don't have any stickers. At least they do have stickers.
Yeah, a few stickers on them, some of it.
Yeah, but they seem to survive longer than the Robotron standard versions do. So, I don't know. I think they're not too bad. They're right.
Yeah, I mean, I regularly find the wings that aren't broken, which, I mean, in that year, anything that had a wing on it was like, immediately that wing would snap off. I mean, it was pretty common for that. So for them to survive as long as they did, and they're still in good shape, is amazing.
How many broken deluxe Insecticon wings are there? I mean, they're commonly broken, and these basically survive.
So you're saying there's not broken wing ones out there somewhere?
Sure, they come like that.
All so now the first line of the Bug Bots, they were all the blacks and the grays, and they were. I mean, the quality of production was pretty decent on those. I mean, they pretty much all had the right colors, right?
Yep.
But and then very similar to the third wave of Robotron, all heck broke loose in the laboratory after the second wave. So variants.
Yeah, factory variants. Obviously, you can make your own. We did nail down what we think were the intended variants, and I think we talked about that a bit in the Robotron one, what we would class things that are intended variants versus what happened in the factory when they ran out of bits or just wanted to use up part stock. So I think what's on the site is basically what there was, but you're going to find other ones out there where they reuse bits and pieces, definitely. I actually haven't read this yet, so here we go.
Okay.
On the dark, sunless side of Bugtron, not Robotron, volcanoes erupt, chasms form, and quakes tear the planet's surface, and extreme heat makes the existence of many life forms impossible. But this is where the strange race of insect robots known as the Bugbots live. That's 44 words, one sentence. Staying in caves deep within the planet, Bugbots surface and change into robots to stalk the violent terrain of Bugtron. Collect all the Bugtrons to form your own private interstellar bug collection. So there's no mention of there about them actually fighting. They just live underground as bugs. When they pop up, they turn into robots, and you can collect them. That is it.
So, they just turn into robots.
Yeah, there's no mention of them, an interstellar conflict or anything. They just it's a bit like how it's magma under the ground and lava when it comes to the surface. They are much the same. They're bugs under the ground. They turn into robots.
So they're like cicadas. Yeah. They're like cicadas. They come out with a little creepy crawly up the thing, and then they turn into a fly. Except they start as underground as bugs and then turn into robots.
Well, is that a metamorphosis state? Do they go back to being bugs if they go back underground, or can they never go back underground? Yeah, there's 9 minutes.
There's 9 minutes right there. Well,
is this a comment on the human condition? Do we find ourselves, or do we evolve?
We have to go under.
Can we ever go back?
The first piece of joy that I'm going to bring to you is, and we alluded to this in the Robotron line. We alluded to it, but I'm going to bring it out full circle now. This is the long-awaited Power Drivers 4x4 Insect Rider. Look at that! Look at that piece of just sheer.
I don't say this to a lot of men, but pull it out. Go on.
Let's see if I can suck the car out. All right, easy come, easy go here. So there it is.
Look at that
in all its majesty. Top comes up.
I am just going to put a better version on the screen, but
the wings open up. It's got a handle, or I guess that kind of you can kind of carry your bug bots. I love this thing. I love this thing so much.
I love it a lot more than I do. I love it, the fact that it exists, and that's about it. No, it's great.
No, it's great. And again, plays well with Transformers, right? I mean, it says it right on the box. Yep. Plays well. I think it says right on this box. Yes. Fits mini GoBots, robots, Robotron, GoBots, Transformers, and more. Many, not all. I don't know if a single...
It fits the ones that fit.
It's the ones that fit. Yeah. It's like the GoBot power suits. It fits a few. It's cool. But I don't even know that the BugBots would actually fit in the cockpit. I don't think they'd actually fit because it requires sitting in a sitting position to sit in the cockpit. So I think you're supposed to just transform them and just like hook them into the deck. That's fine.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's good enough.
It doesn't matter. It's good enough.
I would wonder how many kids had that bought for them actually had bug bots to put in it, because parents would see that and go, "That's a cool big bug thing. We'll buy that for Jimmy Jamtin as his Christmas present," not ever realizing it was part of actually another story, another toy line.
Another toy line. Yeah, again, that Christmas morning where you're like, shh, 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 and then the weeping.
Yeah. Hey, look, there's no weeping if you get that thing. I got Bug Car.
Bug Car. Yeah, Bug Cars are awesome. I don't. Screw those kids that want to weep. That's what I say. Screw the Transformers.
You can weep or you can grunt a weep.
Oh my God. Wop Ninny Bomb, right? This one actually improved on the design of the original Robotron, though, because it got rid of the little slots, and I don't know that they would fit any better in it, but no. Buy your Bug Car, huck some bugs in there, and drive off into the sunset with your Power Driver.
No, it's great. The fact that they've done the whole thing, it's like it's like something that fell out of HR Puff and stuff. It's not. It's completely unpractical. It's the sort of thing you would see as a float in a parade. It's great. It's glorious. It's needless.
How rare are these bugs?
Yeah.
How rare are they?
Oh, the figures themselves.
Yeah.
They're job lot rare because people don't know what they're called to list them. So unless you do have a saved eBay search for Transformer insects, and you're going to get thousands of actual Transformers and maybe occasionally one of those, probably not rare, but just hard to nail down a complete collection because you are going to be surfing through just job lots of random robot toys. So I wouldn't say they were rare, but I would say they're a pain in the bum to try and collect the whole set. It's fair.
And I would agree. I've never found that one of the color variants versus any of the other ones are any rarer. Like black isn't any rarer than orange and blue, right? And I mean you can still pick up a carded one $30. I mean they're pretty common now. I wouldn't say they're common, but they're not expensive because again nobody's looking for them. Maybe they will after this podcast. Maybe we'll finally get our BugBots TV show. Where we can finally learn the secret of do they come out of the earth and turn into robots and then go back into bugs when they go into the earth or
well, why don't you take one of your BugBots outside and stick it in the dirt and see what happens?
Again, if you have any of that data sitting around, any kind of records or anything that you could share with us, please share it in the comments. We're always trying to find, new bits of information, and the amount of data that has come to Avon and me for the site, from just people reaching out to us is extensive. So we encourage that.
Yep. Can't know everything.
That's right. So we're going to end tonight's show on BugBots because I've got another surprise for Avon. I took a time machine back, okay? And I stole from the original pitch meeting because, there was a second wave of BugBots that were also kit bashed. And I have one of the samples here. And I present to you based on the way they created the original ones. Now, mind you, this is Mothbot.
Mothman.
See, it's the space shuttle.
I like it. Nah, that's great.
That's great. See, he's got the legs. I mean, I feel like I've got some potential for 1984.
I think that's in the tradition of inspired by, plays well with.
For clarity purposes, this thing did not exist. I just was amused by trying to make the Staghorn Beetle earlier, and I was like, I'm going to make a Wave 2 BugBot, and I'm going to see if I can make Avon laugh. And it worked! Congratulations to me!
But please get in contact. If you find information out about things that we don't know or clearly correct about, hit us up, because that's the only way we learn things.
Well, and again, going back to it, a lot of this information we're piecing it together, and it's not exactly historical records that we're piecing together. We're gathering bits and pieces here and there and putting it together to the best of our knowledge. So if you worked at Buddy L, or you know someone who worked at Buddy L, or you have more information, please hit us up, because we would love to add to the historic accuracy of the Buddy L Robotron bug lines.
Yep. Robots what change into stuff.
This is a natural thing.
Oh, I spilled my beer! Oh, no! Oh, Steve Irwin's covered in beer!